We're Odyssey of the Mind at Pinetree.
And for the past 2 months, we've been working on a project.
And here to introduce our project is Joe Roberts.
Hi, my name is Joe Roberts. You know, in 1989, I was a homeless person living on the streets of East Vancouver. Through a series of really poor choices, I found myself as one of 65,000 kids that live in the streets throughout Canada. Less than 10 years later, I was a celebrated Canadian entrepreneur. What ended up happening is through the support, through some great agencies, I managed to turn my life around and went on to be a successful business guy, father, and community leader. You know, last year on a flight to Calgary with my business partner, Dr. Sean Richardson, we were talking about how could we create an impact, how could we create a community engagement project that would not only raise awareness, but raise dollars and ideas to actually address the issue of youth homelessness. And what we came up with was the Push for Change. Now the idea and the concept is really simple. As a former homeless guy, I'm going to push a shopping cart across our country to raise money for homeless Canadian youth. Once we had that idea distilled, we asked the question, well, how can we do this? How can we create a shopping cart that could sustain the Rocky Mountains and the long journey it is across this country? And that's where Odyssey and the connection to Pinetree came in. Through a series of a couple of meetings, we came up with this concept of why don't we take a piece of existing technology, this CX1 baby carriage, and then manufacture on top of it an aluminum frame to look like a shopping cart. And in less than 6 weeks, we had our prototype. You know, I'm really proud to be a part of Pinetree, and I just want to acknowledge you as a school and to the Odyssey group. We're about to take the first step in something that will create Canadian history. And so one of the things I'm asking is for people to join us and to help. And one of the ways that you can do that through a generous sponsor is for every Facebook like we get $1. So I'd like to invite you to join the Push for Change. Thank you. $1 per like Facebook
Terrain. For the homeless youth,
spread
the word. Visit thepushforchange.com.
Who are the homeless youth? Those under the age of 25, they are those without a place to call home. They could be living in cars, on people's doorsteps, and even in alleyways or in dumpsters. Or they could be couch surfing from friend's house to friend's house. Others could be living in temporary safe houses without tender, loving care. On any given night in Canada, there are over 65,000 youth who are without a home. That's 1/3 of Canada's homeless population. One in every 5 children in Canada are food bank users. According to a study done in 2009 by the National Center on Family Homelessness, 1 out of every 50 American children are homeless. That's 1.5 million American children who are out on the streets. Reported in 2005 by the United Nations Commission on Human Rights, there are over 100 million people worldwide who are homeless. That's 1 in every 4 people in the world. It's not always a choice to be homeless. Some youth may be forced out of their homes due to economic difficulties. Many run away from their homes due to physical, emotional, and mental abuse. Some have grown too old to be eligible for foster care, so so they have been kicked out onto the streets. Education has sometimes overlooked the youth with attention deficiency, anger management, dyslexia, and hyperactivity. Without this necessary support, it becomes hard for these youth to become successful members of society. Because of these factors, youth between the ages 12 to 17 are at greater risk of homelessness than adults. The streets are not the kindest to the homeless youth. They could lead youth to drug abuse and death due to overdose from drugs. In addition, they could become involved with gang violence and other illegal activities in order to get money to survive. The harsh conditions on the streets and lack of hygiene make homeless youth more prone to diseases such as hepatitis B, hepatitis C, and HIV. In Montreal, Canada, for every death of an average youth, there are 11 homeless youth that die. Girls who are homeless could become pregnant, then their children will be born into homelessness and grow up in unsuitable conditions, and the cycle will continue to repeat itself. It's all a domino effect. Without a home, they won't have an address, and they won't have a phone number, and no employer would then hire them. Ironically, in Vancouver, Canada, numbers have shown that it costs more money to leave people homeless. It costs money to provide the homeless with social services and to control crimes caused by homelessness. This totals up to $55,000 per year per homeless person. However, it only costs $37,000 per person per year for supportive housing. This could help people get into a home. They could clean themselves up, stay sober, and it would increase their chances of getting a job. Take a stand for homelessness. You have the power to help. Break free from the stereotypes. Not everyone that is homeless brings it upon themselves. It's not always money that the homeless need. What they really need are a shelter, food, and most importantly, acceptance and love. There are ways to help. Spread the awareness. Log on to Facebook and like the Push for Change page. For every like, $1 will be donated to Joe Roberts' campaign for Canadian homeless youth.